T7 the Wolf, Father Day, Sunday afternoon, 5:24. This is gonna be my next artwork. This right here is a little birthday gift that I'm working on. But as you can see, everything is off in those eyes. But this is right here is coming from a little little drawing that I'm working on my Facebook page. As you can see, I started beginning by making a little pencil sketch going around it. But what you're gonna see is the name escalating around. This is I right here. I is always the attitude of whoever that I'm drawing. But what I love about this right here, and I'll just move, to my cell phone. As you can see, very, very beautiful lips. And then we go over here to the drawing. But this right here is gonna be a hot one. As you can see, she's single but beautiful. But what I like, right now what I'm gonna be starting on is these areas over here on the face. And a lot of time, if you're doing freestyle, you gotta remember, always leave the little area down here. But this right here is a big sketch pad, and what I love doing, with a big sketch pad, and you're gonna see this right here throughout, even when I do this like on Roku. All this right here, trying to get these angles. But if you're learning anything about, what the wolf does, and what I'm trying to do for artists, this new to you, but old to me, this is like what I call freestyle. But all this right here is going to be some really cryptic, sexy lettering. I start with print just to, print out the letters. And I'm not really going to be doing any drawing on here, trying to do this and hold, the phone at the same time. It's just ridiculous. But like I said, you take your time and do those little dots. A lot of times you want to, you just want to make the dots really small for light. And then, push the pen down heavy if you want to do something, a little bit bigger. But anytime you like doing this, right here on YouTube, is always, just to have the, you have the opportunity to, have a little fun with it. You can add a little stuff in it. She just had a birthday, so, but like I say, from the neck, it's going to be a necklace right here. You got to kind of just focus on the necklace by itself. And down here, there's a little bit, cleavage showing. But, that's the teasing part of her. But like I say, but this whole outfit is going to be, this is going to be camouflage. We're working with camouflage. So, that camouflage, and even in this, this camouflage is going to be very, very cool. Will I do this in green? I don't know. But I love making these little camouflages in right here, and getting those camouflage shots. Because if you got those, those camouflages in there, and the way you got those dots in, but I just want you to take a look at those eyes. Those eyes right there, or like I say, if you can't draw those eyes, and you can understand, once I do the eyelashes up there, I just make a little line across, because you would just want to tap those babies in real slow and curve them over there at the top. So I got, like I say, it's going to be a lot of spacing with it. But like I said, this freestyle. I mean, this is something you got to get used to. And certainly, you know, if she wanted to get this tattooed on her, I would grab this right here and I would do a tattoo in a moment. But this is a really big sketch pad, and that guy's got to be really committed if he's gonna, tat all this on his back. Certainly, I could have did a little bit smaller, but you got a big sketch pad like this, you're gonna go for what you know. And like I said, I got this sketch pad at Hobby Lobby for only $14. Gonna get another sketch pad. Got like 20, I think it's like 20, 27 pages. And this is a big sketch pad. But her hair has a lot of, it's gonna be a lot. The hair is the biggest part. You can't hold the cell phone and do the hair at the same time. That's the part that is really hard. But the hair will go fast because it's a lot of strands in there, and then she got the lighting coming out the window in the back, so you got to counter all that. But anytime you're doing the hair that's sticking out like that, you just kind of want to be making an outline of it and do your hair sticking out first. So what I'm going to just start doing just on the outside of the hair itself, just stick the hair out first, especially if you're doing this. And trust me, I need people to do this. It's easy for me because I like doing it freestyle. But don't spend all your time looking at that cell phone, looking at that photo. A lot of times, if you know the lady, that what makes it better for you, because like I said, if you know her 100%, this is what we do. And like I say, this right here is gonna be shared around the country. And like I say, I'm getting, I want to get into doing some different type of art. I'm gonna go back into doing oil paintings, portraits, and hopefully, I'm thinking, if I can have her as a model, because like I say, I am doing a movie, and I'm gonna get into the horror things, because like I say, I want to do the comic book, and that's what a lot of friends that was sharing Facebook with me know, that the comic book is a promise that all my old friends of Facebook that I will be doing that. But look at this right here. That's what I call, once you're doing freestyle, it's always fun. And we're gonna drop the camera down. And this right here, get into those eyes a little bit deeper. And we caught those eyes. All right, cut.